Cleopatra was not Egyptian. She was not the irresistible seductress Hollywood turned her into. And the story of her death is probably not what you think. For more than 2,000 years, her image has been shaped by poets, emperors, playwrights, and filmmakers. Almost none of them were interested in the truth. They were interested in power, and Rome needed a villain. Cleopatra VII was born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek royal family that ruled Egypt after Alexander the Great. She spoke multiple languages. She studied philosophy. She understood politics. And she ruled one of the richest kingdoms in the Mediterranean. But when Rome began tearing itself apart in civil war, Cleopatra made a choice. She aligned herself with Julius Caesar, and later with Mark Antony. That decision would define her forever. Before we go further, I am curious. Did you think Cleopatra was Egyptian? Comment yes or no. It is fascinating how powerful certain myths can be. After Caesar was assassinated, Rome split in two. Octavian on one side, Mark Antony on the other. Cleopatra stood with Antony, which meant she stood against Octavian, the man who would later become Emperor Augustus. And that is when the story changed. Octavian did not just want to defeat Antony on the battlefield. He needed to destroy him politically. So he reframed the conflict, not as a Roman civil war, but as a war against a foreign queen who had corrupted a Roman general. Cleopatra became the villain, the manipulator, the exotic temptress who controlled powerful men. It was brilliant propaganda, and it worked. If you enjoy exploring how power reshapes history, consider subscribing. This channel exists to question the stories we inherited. Now back to Cleopatra. Most modern portrayals focus on her beauty, but ancient coins, minted during her lifetime, tell a different story. Her features are sharp, her nose prominent, her jaw strong. These were not romanticized images. They were political ones. Cleopatra's influence did not come from seduction. It came from intelligence. She stabilized Egypt's economy. She strengthened alliances. She positioned herself as a divine ruler. But Octavian did not want Rome to see a capable strategist. He needed them to see a threat, a foreign danger, a woman who had bewitched Roman men and weakened the Republic. History did not remember her strategy. It remembered the scandal. After the Battle of Actium, Antony's forces collapsed. Octavian advanced on Alexandria. Antony died. Cleopatra tried to negotiate, but when she realized she would likely be paraded through Rome in chains, she made a final decision. The famous version says she allowed an asp, a venomous snake, to bite her. But historians still debate this. Some argue poison. Others suggest the story itself may have been shaped for political effect. Octavian needed her dead, but he also needed her myth. A dramatic suicide was cleaner than execution. It preserved his image, and it cemented hers. Do you think Cleopatra was a villain, or a ruler caught in a propaganda war? Let me know in the comments. I read every perspective. When Octavian became Augustus, he reshaped Rome, and he reshaped Cleopatra. Poets mocked her. Historians framed her. Centuries later, Shakespeare dramatized her. Hollywood romanticized her. But very few asked a simple question. Who benefits from this version of her story? Cleopatra was not just defeated by Rome. She was rewritten by it. And that version survived, because history is not what happened. It is what survived. If you want more stories like this, where we separate myth from power, subscribe. Next, we will examine another figure whose reputation may not be what you think, because the past is rarely neutral, and the winners rarely tell the whole truth.